Greetings, demonology students. In this lesson, I will teach you the foil method of demon evocation. This method was created by me many years ago, and it actually has quite a scientific origin. But this goes into the world of metaphysics. And in fact, a couple of years ago, over 10 years ago now, when Abraham Hicks became really popular, and she quite eloquently, or he quite eloquently, spoke about how energy is everywhere. And the idea of us being one with the universe and we're all interconnected via energy was something that I already knew and I was already practicing. And so for me, it was awesome as a witch because I thought, this is great. Now I've actually got a solid basis to be able to share this message, because it's very hard in the world of witchcraft or the occult to show actual results. So the importance of actually contacting spirit when you've never contacted a demon before, when you've never actually had an experience with a spirit before, really requires you not only just to have a belief that it can be done, but actually to get some real hard evidence very quickly. And I discovered this method years ago. I won't say how, but it became very clear that foil or aluminium or metals with different substances on that, and using the ions and the energy from our body, we were able to actually feel the connection and receive the connection from spirit extremely fast. Faster than any other method that I've experienced before. And especially for you guys who are actually wanting to have a working relationship with demons, it's very powerful to be able to sense, feel, see, smell, experience demonic energy or spiritual energy as quickly as possible. So the goal here isn't to go in there and actually put your human problems onto the demon before you even create a relationship. Right now, you're just sensing the energy. So let's go through how you're going to do that. So I recommend you just get some aluminium foil. Okay, this is probably a product that you've got in your kitchen cupboard right now. You'll cut out a piece probably as big as the size of your hand. And the idea is that this foil is going to rest on your hand while you do a meditation. So that is a meditation in itself, if you like, just having the foil on your hand and feeling the energy, trying to see if there's anything that happens while you just have a foil on your hand and seeing if there's any level of connection. Now, what am I thinking of when I'm actually saying feel the energy? What I'm doing is I'm actually connecting to a higher power or a higher spirit. So you do have to have some level of belief that we're not here just as individuals floating around to the day we die. You have to understand that we are all connected, the micro and the macro. What's above is below. We're all connected, and it's just our ability to actually communicate with each other is the main issue. So the next step I want you to do is to actually write the demon's sigil onto the foil. Now, I've asked in earlier exercises to actually research at least 5 female and 5 male demons. And so you should have already done that. If you have done the exercise, you now have some information and the sigil of 5 female and 5 male demons. Then what you'll do, and in this little book here, I tend to not only have an online a book of shadows, I've got an online one or electronic one, but I've actually got quite a few ones that I actually write down lots of notes in, different types of important points that I take note of. But what you'll do is you'll only be writing down just the sigil part. You won't be writing down the seal. So this whole circle with its names around the outside, that is actually the seal. You won't be writing down the seal. You'll only be doing the sigil. Okay? So what you'll do, in the beginning, you can just use either bat's blood or black texture. And what you'll do is you'll actually write that onto the foil. Okay? So that's what I've done there. So this is fur. And this is fur now written onto the foil. So what I'll do first is I'll just look at the sigil. I'll try and take in all of the different elements of fur sigil. The way the lines swirl, the different symmetrical shapes. And I'll maybe stare at that for a few minutes just so I can start to take it in. And then I will close my eyes and see if I can still see that image in my mind's eye. If I can't, I'll open it again and just stare at the sigil. I might close it again and see if I can see it in my mind's eye. But I'll do this and then I'll hold it out on my hand, maybe close my eyes, maybe not. And what I'm doing is I call on source energy. So as a complete newbie, you're calling on source energy to connect with you. So a higher spirit, you're calling down a bright light, bright white light to come into you, into your solar plexus, to come into your body, and to actually, I can even feel it right now. So you call it down into your hand, and you're just calling on that energy to charge your sigil. And you're actually imagining it hitting your body, going through your arm and out your hand into the sigil. Okay, and you're seeing what happens. Now already this is quite warm for me. Obviously I've been doing this for years. So just for you to get used to this might take a few exercises. You're not expecting anything. You're just experimenting right now. And in between doing these exercises, you'll be taking notes such as the time of day, obviously the demon sigil that you're working with. Did you have incense burning? Did you have candles? What color candles were they? So all of these are really quite important long term, because you'll want to start to reflect on these little facts later on. So the next time around, what you'll be doing is just calling out to the demon. Just calling out the demon's name and seeing the impact that has on how you connect with the sigil. So the first lot of exercises, you could say it out aloud. Then maybe you just internally, telepathically, you'll be calling out to fur. So you're just imagining, calling out to fur, because that's how a lot of the communication happens anyway. Just calling out, seeing what comes up. And so you'll probably do it for 5 or 10 minutes once again. Okay, you can try it with other demon sigils too, just to experiment. Then the next time you do this, or maybe you just stick to doing it with fur, you'll get a lancet or whatever you can draw a drop of blood with. And what you'll do is you'll get a drop of blood. When you have that drop of blood, what you'll do is you'll say, I give this blood offering to fur. Simple as that for right now. Maybe you want to put it around the sigil. And as you're giving the offering, you're not asking for anything still. You're just asking for that energy to connect with you. Okay, so I've put a few little drops of blood on there, and I'll get into state once again and meditate on the sigil. I'll visualize the sigil. I'll be calling to the demon either out loud or telepathically, and I've given it a blood offering, an offering that I'm wishing for it to connect with this sigil, to make its presence known. This is the idea of it. I'm not actually saying what I want from the demon. I'm just asking for it to connect with me. Okay? And then sometimes you might feel something, other times not. But this is the idea of this exercise. Everyone can do it. Some of us just take a little bit longer than others. So stay with it and ask any questions in the forum or under this exercise.